Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome back to Football Manager 2017. We are here playing as Hatfield Town. We are currently 14th in the Spartan South Midlands Division 1. It's a bit of a mouthful that, but that's because we haven't kicked off the season yet. The only reason we are 14th is on alphabetical order. I've literally picked up where I left off last time, so this is where we saved last time, this is where we made the cut. I've just been hired by Hatfield and now we're going to start making changes. So the first thing we're going to do is meet the chairman, Nathan Turner. We're going to do the usual thing. We're going to find out more about the club. I'm going to talk to him about some philosophies. I'm going to meet the journalists, and that's it. Responsibilities we'll come back to in a little bit. And here's the information about the club. So no honours won. That's not strictly true. They have won some league titles, but I guess the database hasn't got them in. Basic youth facilities, very basic training facilities. Yeah, we suffered relegation from the Spartan South Midlands Premiership last season, and we're now in Division 1. But that's fine, we'll get back up again. That's not a problem at all. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start looking at staff. I want to get myself a good assistant manager. Someone who can really get the team playing good football. And already there's next to no one available. I'm guessing there's a filter somewhere. Yeah, realistic. Okay, so we're going to have to start quite low and we're going to have to build up. So I think the first good one here is probably going to be Richard Leary. If we can bring him on board, I'll be fairly happy. Bring him in as assistant manager. He wants 65, we can offer him 50. And if we win the League Challenge Trophy, he gets a nice little bonus. Come on, accept. Accept. It's £5 a week, buddy. It really doesn't make that much difference. There we go. So there's the assistant manager coming in. The next thing we want really is a director of football. Most people don't like directors of football for some strange reason. I think they're okay. I think they're quite useful people to have on board. You're terrible. The next thing I do, if the director of football doesn't work out, is I go for chief scouts. Because so you've got James Smith here. Their knowledge is just as useful, if not more so. Adaptability, judging player ability, judging player potential. So we're going to bring you in as a director of football. Can't offer you £65 a week, unfortunately. We can offer you 60. Do you really not want to be a director of football? Alright, we'll bring you in as a scout then. Nope, don't even want that. Okay. Next on the list, Pete Burdett. Just someone to fill the role for now until a better option comes up. You also don't want to be director of football. Okay, the next thing you do then is you go to the job centre and you advertise for a director of football. Which is quite annoying when you have to do it that way round, but there you go. Because of that, we don't actually have access to any scouting knowledge. Although saying that, I do recognise some of these players. Stephen Hamilton Forbes, that name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? Could well be because he's dipped in and around Chesham, and I must have played against Chesham God knows how many times. Ashley Vickers, that's another one that sounds familiar. So the first thing I want to do, contract status is expired. We're looking at free transfers at the moment, and the majority of these players we're going to bring in on trial. Just to see how good they are. Do I have any staff at all? No, I don't. It's literally just me and the chairman. Okay. Once the assistant manager comes in, things will pick up. Let's set this for around top of the league, reach preliminary round, reach second round, reach quarter-final. The FA Cup, we'll be lucky if we reach the preliminary round, let's be honest. It's quite difficult. If we get to the qualifying rounds, I'll be very happy. So we're going to let that go. We are currently subscribed to the following things. I'm not that bothered on subscriptions either, if I'm honest. Never really been interested in subscriptions. When I'm managing in the bottom divisions, I don't care who wins the golden ball. It doesn't really affect my life in any way, shape or form. So why the game feels the need to subscribe me to it just because I'm English? I have a nationality, so what? That's what I don't get. Really makes no sense to me. Right. Do you feel the expectations asked of you this season have been fair and realistic? I'm very happy with the direction we're going in. Everyone at the club wants to be the best they can. Nobody more so than me. That's true. I knew they'd ask me about my age. Don't care about my age. I did spend the majority of my career in the lower reaches of the game, apparently. I want to get things moving in the right direction again. Players can come to me. Positive the club will return. Bringing in my own staff. Not prepared to talk about transfer policy. That's the next key thing, is my squad. How good are my squad? That's a very interesting question. Can I offer them all a contract in one go? Yes, I can. Just to find out how good they are. I can't imagine we're going to have a very good set of players here. But it's worth giving them all contracts and just getting rid of the ones we don't like. So we'll find out how well that works out for us. As I said, we are starting at the very, very bottom. So we're not going to have really, really good players available to us straight from the off. We've got players on £8 a week. Maybe you're not too bad. Alright, for some reason my recording has stopped. Let me start that again. Probably looking at a black screen right now. Let's pull the game back up. There we go. Bit weird, not really sure why it did that. I think it's because I pressed up on the keyboard. Yep, it's because I pressed up on the keyboard. Someone has changed the mapping on this. Let me just sort this out. You'll be looking at a black screen right now, and I apologise for that. Just while I get this back up again. How do I do this again? I forget. Is it here? No. It must be on here. General, encoding, broadcast settings. Is it encoding? Video. No. Hotkeys. That's the one. Okay, start recording is F11. Stop recording is F12. Okay, so why did up do it? I have no idea. But we're back. I'm just going to press next unread instead of pressing up on the keyboard. Okay, there's me aiming to be the best. Got some more stuff going on. Let me just quickly get rid of that one. I'm just sorting out the files. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. Looks like you can on the game. There we go. Right. Let's take a look at my squad now, shall we? We want reports. Although they're all unknown at the moment until we bring in our assistant manager. Get rid of this. We'll replace it with pending transfers. These are all the players we're trying to bring in on trial, along with Richard Leary, the assistant manager. Hopefully he signs, because we could really do with an assistant manager before our first friendly. Although I am going to manage the first friendly, and I'm going to skip over the next ones. Ashley Vickers is coming on trial. He is 44. Lee Phillips as well. He's 35. We're not going to be getting that many good young players, to be perfectly honest. You know, that is what happens. You end up with people right at the end of their career. You do get good young coaches like Richard Leary. I say good. I mean, he's young. We'll see how good he turns out to be. But he should now give me reports on the squad. Look at that. So Ashley Vickers is probably a good one to keep hold of. So is Lee Phillips, for that matter. Look at Dean Griffin. He's been given a very good rating. Right, can I bring in Ashley Vickers at least? I'll try and bring in both. We will see. Scout-wise, still nothing. Still no idea how good these guys are. We'll have to find out. I'd like to bring in some players. Oh, Steph Frost. That name sounds familiar as well. I'd like to bring in some players under the age of 30, if I can. Andrew Fox, you're 27. Some interesting stats there. There is an Andrew Fox who plays for Stevenage, but he's a left back. Although, I say that, we've been playing him as like an attacking winger for the last few weeks. As is Stevenage, we like to play players not in their usual positions. Tom DeVoe, I know you. Your name is very familiar to me. Bring you in on trial. Excuse me, I've got sneezing going on now as well. Always the professional. That's me. Always the professional. Troy Wallen, you are very familiar. I have brought you in before. That name is so familiar to me. I think you were my top scorer in my first season with Hatfield last year. So if I can get you in, I'll be very happy. The next thing I really want to do is get in a good scout. So I should really be looking for staff search, chief scout. Alright, once again there's James Smith. Can I actually bring you in as a coach? Would you take a coaching job? With a secondary job as chief scout? Maybe. If I bribe you with some things. So if we win the league, I'll give you £200. If we reach the preliminary round of the FA Cup, I'll give you £200. And if we win the trophy, I'll give you £230. Yeah, he wants it. We're probably paying way over the odds for him now. But a coach and a scout would be awesome, because they're looking after your own players as well as looking after players elsewhere. I'm just looking at some of these guys as well. Some of these guys could be good in the first team, which is always encouraging to see. Any under 18s who could make the call up? Got a 15-year-old here, Henry Irvell. We got a 16-year-old here, Aaron Adamson. I think that'll do it for now. We'll probably move you. Actually, do we have a goalkeeper here? Yeah, we do. Jaden Pilkington. We'll move you up. Next thing to look at, tactics. I hate tactics most of the time, but sometimes pretty fun. 4-2-3-1 wide. This is where it starts getting interesting, because I like to mess things up. So we want a sweeper keeper who does attack. Ease off the tackles, roll it out, distribute quickly to the fullbacks. Like so. I do this pretty much every single year with all of my teams. Complete wingbacks, tackle harder, close down sometimes, cross to the target man, fewer risky passes, shoot less often. Same with you. Complete wingback. I'm doing this fast, I know. If you want to see it slowed down, my recommendation is you pause the video every now and then and just sort of quickly take down notes, because I do like to get through this as quick as possible, this little section. Now the left hand side is always the cover. You always hold your position, you always mark tighter, and you definitely tackle harder, and you close down much more. This side though, I tend to have is a bit more of a ball player, so you'll also go a little bit forward. You will tackle harder, you won't hold your position, you'll dribble more, you'll shoot less, and you won't mark tighter or anything like that. The wingers will obviously attack. Again, they'll cross it into the target man, fewer risky passes, they'll shoot less often, they'll be able to roam from their position, ease off tackles, like so. Same on this side. This might seem really advanced for lower league teams, but if you can get a team playing this style very early on, you will be in for a very, very good time. Very good time. Because it just, you know, if it works, it works. and it works really well. And people in your youth system will be brought up using this strategy, and it'll just be great for everybody. So we've got the ball-winning midfielder on the left-hand side. His job is to defend. This side of things, we have the box-to-box who supports. Now you move into the channels, you get further forward, you do tackle harder, you dribble more, you shoot more, and you're the one who plays the risky passes. This guy here, I tend to go with either a trequartista or an advanced playmaker. This time around I'm going to do the advanced playmaker. You also get further forward, you move into the channels, you roam from position, you hold up the ball, and you also tackle harder, and you mark tighter, because who are you going to lose when you're up there? And then right up the top we have the complete forward. The complete forward is a cross between a poacher and a target man. Well, actually, it's a deep lying forward. The goals. Sorry, let me try all that again. The complete forward possesses all the technical attributes of a deep lying forward, the goal scoring ability of a poacher, and the strength and power of a target man. Couldn't ask for more than that, could you? Shoot more often. You hold up the ball, allow others to get around you. You will tackle harder, and you will mark tighter. Now, how many players do we have that fit that theme? Not bad, actually. Better than I thought. There's a couple of players here, once their fitness goes up, they'll probably slot into the team as well. I like to have it on control. Team shape very fluid, and the instructions I tend to go with are: we play very wide, we prevent short goalkeeper distribution, we use tighter marking, we like to get stuck in, we're more expressive, we retain possession, we pass into space, and we pass down the flanks, and we play out of defence. We work the ball into the box, and we look for the overlap. We run at the defence, and we like to roam from our positions. We also mix our crosses. That's very important if you mix your crosses. Passing directness. I like to go with shorter, but sometimes mixed is the job. If you do a long ball over the top for someone to run onto, that's almost as good as actually playing short passing and getting it through that way. Do like the defensive line to drop slightly deeper, even though I like to play the offside trap as well. It's a bit difficult to explain that one. It means your defence don't get caught out too much. And a much higher tempo, of course. You want a high tempo. You always want a high tempo. That is crucial, that you have a high tempo. Okay. So we're all set up there. Now we're going to go for training. Team-wise, we always want it set to fitness in pre-season and very high. This we can't move because we're a semi-professional team at the moment, but eventually we will be able to move that. Individual, we're just going to ask the assistant to focus on that at the moment, and the same here. Now I'm not very useful with any of these because I'm a jack of all trades. Assistant manager though is quite good with attacking. Once we start bringing in more coaches, it will get better and better and better. But right now we can't really worry too much about that. So we're going to progress time a little bit more. I'm keen to work with Leary. I am very keen to work with Leary. We're just going to tick all these off right now. It automatically applies the ideas. Actually, that says change that from average to high. That says change it from very high to average. I'm changing that back. At least to high. No, very high. Heavy workload, yes. But it does get them fitter faster. And that's part of the idea, really, is to get them ready for the start of the season. Right. Ashley Woollis-Croft. Let's compare you to what we've already got, shall we? She'll be the best right back. You'll also be the best midfielder if we bring you in, so we might want to try that too. He's made an offer for Vickers. Always good. I wish they wouldn't ask me a question every time I bring someone in on trial. That's quite frustrating. Because I bring in lots of players on trial during the pre-season. So I don't want to be constantly asked, how do I feel about these players? Because really, I don't feel anything about most of these players because I don't even know who they are. That's the reason I bring them in on trial, is because I don't know who they are. I want to get a good look at them first before I decide if I want to sign them or not. Where's that scout? James Smith was your name, wasn't it? You are there. You are on your way. They've proposed philosophy talks, so yes, I want to discuss philosophy. I'd like to bring a large number of youngsters who will play a role in the first team squad. I would also like to play a possession-based style of football. There we go. I think I chose sign young players instead of develop young players, but that's fine because I do both. So it makes sense to do both. Can I request improved youth facilities? Are they gonna... Yep, they're not gonna let me. Okay. What about training facilities? Yeah, because I've only just walked in the door, so it's a little unfair for me to start making demands. Some players are complaining that they want an improvement in midfield. That's fine. We are starting to improve midfield. We're also starting to improve up front. It's always good when we can start doing things like that. Troy Wallen is not going to be joining us by the looks of things. Ashley Vickers will be joining us though. Always good when that happens. Always good when that happens. It's a shame I can't distribute squad numbers yet, because that would be very handy right now. I think you have to be in the National League Premier before squad numbers become a thing. Either that or a professional club. I don't actually know which way round it goes. Depends which one comes first, I suppose. Williscroft, we've made a bid for him. Vickers, yeah, I'm not interested in unveiling him right now. Friendly is still fast approaching. Still no sign of Scout. Where are you? I need that Scout. Andrew Fox has joined us, midfield attacking midfielder. I do need an attacking midfielder. Let's have a look at our coach report. Of course he's going to be the best in the club. I don't know why I would think he's not. Add his transfer target. Am I able to bring in a director of football yet? Or just a director of football? Or scout, sorry. Shane Buss. You're the next best thing. If I could bring you in as a director of football. They all just want to be scouts. I don't get that. Is it just they don't like the idea of being a director of football or something? Right, Smith. Good. He's 25. So that's good news. So he's going to be our coach slash chief scout. Which is very good news. I'm happy about that. Ask to recommend signing. He's brought us a scout report, which is always fantastic. I'll show you how handy that is in a second. The bid for Fox, Leary is starting to work on that. Now I'm going to go into responsibilities and I'm going to start shaking this up slightly. So at the moment I'm in charge of signing all of the staff. Find and make offers. Can't even change that right now. But I can ask Leary to do the youth team until we get a head of youth development in. So that's quite important, is to have someone else delegated to run your youth squads. It's always important to have that, because then you can focus on what you're doing, basically. So James Smith, as you know, I will set scouts assignments. You will report back to me though. Youth squad, assistant manager, youth players, assistant manager. Right, good. First team, at the moment, I will handle, no, you will handle team talks and opposition instructions and press conferences. I will manage friendly matches. Player search advice, I will leave my coach to do. Coach report advice, my assistant will do. Let's confirm that. Under 23s, I'm going to put you in charge. Confirm that. Under 18s, going to put my coach in charge for now. Backroom advice. Wait, what's this? Tactical. Yeah, Smith is best at tactical. And I think Leary's better for that one actually. Player development, that's definitely Smith. Player recruitment, also Smith. Transfers and contracts, Smith. Backroom team, yeah, Leary should do that one. Okay, personal assistant. I want to be contacted about all players. I want to shortlist them for a month. and I want until full knowledge. I love that new feature. You could ask them to do it for full knowledge. 100% of his value if I offer him to other clubs. If I offer him, if I offer a player for loan, the percentage of his wage should be 50%, and the loan fee is 0, unless otherwise stated. Okay, let's have a look at the scout list again. Now we've got someone actually knowing what they're doing. Now we start to get this come up, so we can actually see how good these players are. But I also want to set up an actual scouting setup. Okay, 15 to 45 years old, end of contract, 3-star current to 4-star potential. Off you go. And you're also going to scout for next opponents. Now again, I'm just going down this list seeing if I recognise any names. Not a great deal. I thought I said Anton Ferdinand for a second. I got excited. That'd be so cool if I could bring in Anton Ferdinand. I'd be excited if I could bring in Kane Ferdinand. Never mind Anton. Right. Again, I recognise names, but not too many. Not too many. And even then, you don't know if it's the same person or if it's a coincidence. They happen to have the same name. Like that. They got the same surname there. Who knows? Oh, Richard Jeffries. I've signed him before. I've signed someone with that name. I'm going to bring you in on trial. See how good you actually are. It'd be nice to have a namesake. Right. I'm not going to go down the whole list because that's just way too long. We are coming up towards our first game though. So I am going to put a cut in here actually, because the first match is literally coming up now. I'm just going to bring in Lee Phillips, our first striker signing. One of the best players at the club. Who's this? Jata. Yeah, you're not happy with your training. I might have to change that. Tom DeVoe, let's bring you in as well, see how good you are. Not bad actually. Might try and bring you in permanently too. Not really sure why that's happened. Also not really sure what that noise was. What was that noise? I don't know. I don't like it when my computer makes noises at me. I'm probably going to have to put a cut in here anyway. Oh, maybe Football Manager crashed. That wouldn't be good. Oh no, we're back. But I am going to put a cut in here. What am I doing? I don't want to offer you that. That's more than some of our first team players have got. Alright, yes, I'm going to end the episode here, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.